Hello, everyone. Delighted today to say we are joined by Antonee Robinson, Fulham and US men's national team defender here at NBC Sports. Antonee, thank you so much for your time. Firstly, the mood must be pretty good at Fulham right now after that big 5-0 win against Nottingham Forest. How are things going in West London?
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, obviously, an emphatic home win is always amazing, but I feel like the last couple of performances have been a bit more like us this season. Obviously, the win at Wolves, albeit unfortunate to not take anything away from Liverpool, but the performance was, a lot better. So to then take that momentum into Nottingham Forest and, have a pretty commanding result, it feels pretty good, and it feels like we've been rewarded for, kind of turning things around.
And what kind of challenge are you expecting from West Ham this weekend?
They're a really good team. They're obviously coming off the back of a very good result as well. They've got quality individual players, a good work rate. So I think it's going to be a tough game, but teams that, not too far away from each other on the table, I think it can go either way, but we're going to try and swing it for ourselves.
Obviously, the target to Fulham this season, is it, again, a top 10 finish and then obviously still in the League Cup. So we spoke about that before. That's a big focus for the club, right, to try and get to Wembley and get a trophy.
I think targets. I think obviously, the main overarching, if we're being honest, is we definitely just want to make sure we stay in the league, keep building that consistency, and really establish ourselves a Premier League club. We got pretty fortunate last season that we got to look upwards after the results, and we were trying to fight for European spots and stay in top half of the table, which was a pretty big success. Now, obviously, we'd love to build on that if we can keep stringing results going, and then cup runs, if we can go and win a trophy for the club, that'd be huge as well.
When we focus on your own season, Antonee, I mean, you've been on fire in recent weeks, right, with goals and assists for club and country. Is this sort of the best form of your career so far, would you say?
I think the last couple of weeks have been pretty good. Obviously, being able to chip in with goals and assists always feels great. I felt pretty well within myself. After a couple of bad performances before, especially before the international break, I had to sit down, even with the manager, assess some of the things that I wasn't doing correct in games, and I'm just focused on trying to put all those little mistakes right and helping the team in the best way I can. And if it ends up being a good performance, great. If it ends up with goals and assists, even better.
I think we spoke last season as well about you wanting to add those numbers, those assists, getting on the end of things and scoring. So has that been a big sort of focus for you on the off season, Antonee? Anything you've done differently this season that's kind of led to that, those assists? Because you are the first USMNT player in history to have assists in 3 straight Premier League games. So it's a pretty incredible record you've got right now.
It was definitely a mentality thing. I feel like even the last couple of seasons that I was in the Premier League, I think I put myself in positions a lot where I could be getting goals and assists. So it's just carrying on getting in those positions, and the more I'm there, the more likely it is that I'm gonna contribute with goals and assists. So I've just got to keep doing that, and hopefully keep tuning my quality as well when it comes to end product.
Is there, like, when you're in that final third, because I noticed a lot of these assists, you're kind of getting in the position, waiting for the ball to come to you, and then it's a very precise pass on the end of it, or a cutback or a pullback. Is that just kind of what's happened and a coincidence, or is that something you've really worked on and trying to hit the right areas with that final ball?
Yeah, I think there's different situations when you get in a crossing position. It's obviously if you've got a lot of people crashing the box, you can kind of just feed it in a nice area. If you look up and you only see one person, then you're trying to pick them out. Sometimes you don't even have time to look up, and you've just got to hope that they know what area you're going to hit. So it changes all the time, and it happens. Obviously, you're thinking about it in a really quick split second. Often it's when I'm sprinting at full speed, which sometimes makes it hard to control. But the last couple of assists have been quite similar as well.
When we look at the actual stats in the Premier League, Antonee, you lead the Premier League with the most interceptions so far this season by any player, and by quite a way as well. You're 13 ahead of the player in second place. So what does that tell you about, or tell us about your game this season? And is that, again, any different than what you've been doing in previous years?
I'd say I always try and keep a conservative position when it comes to the defending. The gaffer really wants to make sure that we're obviously in the right position, over covering like the weak side of the pitch. So I'm always kind of scanning and looking to if the ball's getting switched, or just trying to time correctly without taking too much risk, whether I can win the ball or not. And luckily, I'm quite fast. I'm genuinely pretty good on reading the game. So I feel like if someone makes a pass and I go with full intent a lot of the time, I can, get the ball.
When we're talking about the game, I mean, is there sort of a collective responsibility at Fulham this season with Mitro gone to share those goals and assists around? Because seeing a lot of players scoring, and I guess everyone seemed very delighted that Raul Jimenez is back in the goals, and it's 3 goals in his last 4 games. So is there kind of a hope that he can be that main focal point and main man for you up top this season going ahead?
Yeah, everyone, a lot of the players have had to chip in with goals. You definitely don't want to be looked at as, sort of a one man team. Obviously, Mitro losing him and his quality and his goals be a detriment to any side. But we're all just made up, for the fact that Raul's come in. He's worked tirelessly and is finally getting rewarded with some goals. It was just a great feeling for him. And I feel like goals, it's kind of one of those things where as soon as you get one, it kind of releases the floodgates and you keep getting them. So for the effort that he's been putting in, it's amazing for him, and hopefully it continues for us.
Obviously, it's continuing for you at Fulham. You signed a new long-term contract this summer. I mean, how happy are you at the club? You seem very, very happy with everything going on and off the pitch.
I'm incredibly happy. Once it was made clear to me that kind of my ideas for the future in the club's aligned, it was a no-brainer to sign. I'm very happy and settled in Fulham. I think it's a great club. I love working with the players I'm with. I think we're a great team. I think the manager's done a great job, so I continue to get to work and develop under him. And going forward, hopefully, I'm part of the club for just a number of Premier League successful years.
And last time I spoke to you, we chatted with Tim Ream, and he talked about how incredibly talented you are off the pitch with, had just all the things you do, and we've seen you, your acrobatic goal celebrations, your card tricks over the years. I just wondered, is there anything that you like to do off the pitch to switch off, or any other incredible talents that we don't know about yet, Antonee?
Wouldn't call it incredible, and I wouldn't say it's not really something people don't know about. But I think when I go home, I spend a lot of time just sitting and playing on the piano to kind of zone out and relax. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty much it. Although Warzone's just come out, so I'm putting a lot of time into that now.
So with the piano, I mean, do you get together with teammates, maybe on an away trip on a Friday night before a game, and sit there and play a bit for them in the hotel?
I can't carry a piano in my bag, but we did. The last couple times we played Brighton away, they've got a piano in their hotel right next to the function rooms that we've had. So just like if I was at home, I'd be playing on it. So I'd sit on there and play, and you could hear me, in the physio room and stuff.
Wow, incredible, right? Incredible. And talking about the US men's national team, switching focus to that for the last couple, Antonee. The Copa America draw, I don't know if you saw that overnight, that was confirmed. But you have Uruguay, Panama, and Bolivia this upcoming summer. What do you make of that draw?
Seen it. Seen it last night. Couldn't sleep, but happy with the draw. Obviously, just really excited to be part of such a big tournament. Obviously, playing against Uruguay previously, it's gives us quite a good gauge of what a team they are. Panama, we're familiar with, and Bolivia is the team I made my debut against. So it's a group that I'm really looking forward to, and obviously we want to do really well in that tournament and attack it with everything.
So what's doing really well in the tournament then? Because you're the 3rd highest ranked team in that tournament on FIFA rankings. So can you win it? I know you want to go into every tournament winning it, but it seems like it's going to be tough, right, with Brazil and Argentina in particular.
I think, like you said, doing really well would be winning it, and we're going there with full belief that we can win it. Obviously, it'll depend on a number of things, performance, results, as to what others deem well. But I think we've got a group of lads who turn up to a tournament, and we don't deem it a success per se if we don't win it. So after that, we'll just have to see how far we get, see how well we do, and assess from there whether it was a success or not.
And of course, being on home soil, that's got to help as well, right? With your fans being there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, all the South and Central American fans, they travel pretty well. So I think the atmosphere in all the games is going to be incredible. So whether or not it swings our way or not, I'm sure our fans will be, really excited to be part of such a good tournament. But those are the sort of environments that I feel like we all enjoy and thrive in.
And of course, that is pretty much the precursor, right, to 2 and a bit years from now, the World Cup 2026 on home soil. I mean, it's still a long way away, Antonee, but do you visualize playing in that and, dare I say, winning that? Is that something you can think about a lot now? Because I know how important it is to focus on game by game, right, and short-term goals. But as a player, do you have those longer-term goals as part of your journey as a player, and you're sort of manifesting, I can imagine, playing in the World Cup final in the US for the USMNT?
I mean, it's definitely, I think this Copa America, it's going to be like a mini World Cup, essentially, in the States. So it'll be a good sort of practice gauge for that sort of tournament style. Obviously, in the back of my mind, the World Cup at home is going to be, if I'm still involved then, which I plan to try my hardest to be, it'll be one of the biggest events of my life, probably the biggest sporting event in world history, if I'm being honest. So to have that in the back of my mind as a goal, to want to be doing well, want to be performing at my best level, developing my game. I'll be 28, just going on 29 then, so I feel like I'll be in pretty good shape at that point to be playing my best football. So having that in the back of my mind to motivate me to keep wanting to improve, that kind of long goal definitely helps me in the short term as well.
Well, we look forward to watching you rip it up for Fulham in the US in the short term and in the long term, Antonee. So thanks so much for joining us today, mate. Best of luck for the rest of the season.
Cheers, man. Thanks very much.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host for NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. And for even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock. And be sure to tune in for Premier League mornings every weekend on USA Network and on Peacock. We will see you there.